Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Mochen Leira Online Smicha. You know the famous saying, the cup is either half empty or half full, depending on what pair of glasses you're looking through, what lenses you're looking through, how you look at every item. It could be half full or half empty. Why am I bringing this up? Because it's very close to the Yontif of Pesach, and there is in Parshas Sav, which is this year, the Shabbos before Pesach, it talks about the mitzvah of Trumas Hadeshen. Trumas Hadeshen is basically the leftover, if you may call, junk that was burnt up over the night. You have to clean it up. We find something very fascinating. The Alter Rebbe in the Maimer, and my Moriat Mazakin, Sidrim Da'ach, the Alter Rebbe says that in the Psukim that talk about the Deshen, in one place it says, V'heidim B'Sadeshen. You have to lift up the deshen. In another place it says v'hoitzias deshen. You got to take it out. Is it schmutz that you got to rush it out, or you got to lift it up? So the Alter Rebbe explains that the schmutz in avodas Hashem is when a person is down. Now a person could be either merirus or atzvus. Merirus means a little bitter, a little down. Atzvus means depressed. Depression is a real no-no. For depression, that type of deshen, vahitzi, has to be taken out. The merirus, which a person is down, which hopefully will lead to bigger and better, to a freedom of a sort of a exile from a redemption from his golus, that has to be vahitzi. That is a yerida tzarech aliyah. That's what the Alter Rebbe says in a Maimer. The same thing is very general about Pesach. We have in Pesach we stress the time that avodim hayinu l'parim b'mitzrayim, the downtime, and then of course we celebrate Zech Lecherus, the matzah. The matzah is the Eibishter took us out quickly, and we do everything Zech Lecherus. Where do you do this balance? Actually, it actually says. I saw a discussion that there's two times we say in the Haggadah the importance of speaking about the story of Mitzrayim. Actually, one time it says and one time it doesn't say. It says, Kol Marba Saper B'Yetzias Mitzrayim Harez Meshubach. Why doesn't it say Kol Marba Saper about everything that took place in Mitzrayim, including the starting point? The starting point wasn't yet the Yetzirah. It seems to be that the Marba, the stress has to be specifically on the Yetzias Mitzrayim. Yetzias Mitzrayim means on the leaving Golus Mitzrayim, being schlepped out. The cup is not half empty, the cup is half full. We stress the Marba L'Saper B'Yetzias Mitzrayim. Some say halachically it might be a problem to put too much emphasis about the troubles, because on Yom Tov you have to be freilich. But the Poel, we see it clearly. Marba L'Saper B'Yetzias Mitzrayim. And later on in the Haggadah we say, we thank the Eibishter Shechiyonu V'Giyonu L'Yoyim Halayla Hazeh Lecho By Matzah Umorer, right? But why? There's a big mitzvah that we omit. We don't say. We should have said it's a special day. Lecho By Matzah Umorer Ul Saper B'Yetzias Mitzrayim. And some give a halachic answer. That the halachic answer is that the Sipur Yetzias Mitzrayim, at least the general halacha of Yetzias Mitzrayim, is not only specifically the night of Pesach. Matzah Mara is specifically the night of Pesach. Maskirim Yetzias Mitzrayim, every day we do it. So that's why it omits it here. But I want to share with you two other points. It says, I saw in a Sefer, he says that the night of the Seder is called Seder. The Leil HaSeder. What's so special about this word? Why this night is called Seder? And the answer he gives, again, stressing this point, how you have to emphasize the positive, the cup half full, is that this is the first. We celebrate it by night. Usually, night is dark. The difference between dark and light is when things are dark. Erev, that's why evening is called Erev. Things are all mixed up. You don't have a seder. Things are not put into file properly. You don't see what's going on. When do you see a Seder? When there's light. So why are we sitting Leil HaSeder and calling it Seder? Because this night, the night of Pesach, when we sit by the Seder, it's actually such a special time that even though it's choshech, even though it's nighttime, it's a seder. Laila kayoim yorer. It's a nighttime where it's shining as day. It's an extremely powerful day. They say about a Chassidish Rebbe that I think it was the Alexander Rebbe used to start the seder by saying, "This is such a special day. Everybody could uplift himself." And he would say, "Karpas." Karpas is, for many, they take a potato all year around. Just a good bagraben untererb. You're sunk underground, and yet it comes the night of Pesach. That karpas, that potato, becomes a chefetz shel mitzvah. So if it happens to the potato, it for sure can happen to every one of us. And we should just believe that this day is a time we could change over. There's an interesting thing that the halacha says that because of the specialty of the day, and it's also called Leil Shimurim, so therefore it says in halacha that people, it's to show that we believe that time is coming and it's Taka, Hashem protects us, we open the doors. We open the door. Okay, Chabad custom is we open all the doors all the way down to the front door. I'll just a tidbit. I saw that Rabbi Yoshev, that when it came to Shvei Chamascha to open the door, he didn't open all doors. He only opened the door to the porch. That was good enough. Because he would say, I don't know if he said it jokingly, he says, Eliyahu Navi doesn't need steps to climb. If you just open the door, he'll find his way in. So somebody once asked Reb Chaim Karnevsky, he says, if that's the way you're looking at it, if that's the way his father-in-law says, Eliyahu Navi doesn't need steps, maybe don't even open a door. Open a window should be also good enough. And he jokingly said that to jump in through a window, you have to jump. And it's a problem. Why is it a problem? Because halacha says in Shulchan Aruch, in Hilchas Shabbos, in Siman Shin Aleph, Seif Aleph, it says you're not allowed to run very fast on Shabbos, and Yom Tov too. And it shows you're preoccupied with other things. It's not walking. You're not supposed to walk during Shabbos Yom Tov the way you walk during the week. So if you run, jog, or if you jump, it's not something you're supposed to do on Shabbos and Yom Tov. So if you just open up a window, he'll have to jump in, and jumping is not allowed to be done. Now, his brother-in-law, the Yibad L'chaim, Yitzchak Zilberstein, said, if so, maybe you shouldn't even open anything. If you're really thinking about Eliyahu Navi coming in, Eliyahu Navi can find his way in through anyway. You don't have to open a door for him. And he said it very true. He said, I'm not opening a door for him. I'm opening to show that I really believe that this is a special day. I really believe he's coming. Ironically, about this halacha of jumping on Shabbos, it's as I said before, it's in the big Shulchan Aruch, it's in Shimon Shin Aleph, in the Hilchas Shabbos Sif Aleph, but the Alter Rebbe is missing the first couple of Sifim. And they have a Hashlama from his brother, the Maril, who did add the Sif of not running on Shabbos and not jumping on Shabbos. And yet, we see perhaps that Minei Chabad is dafka to open every single door down to the front to emphasize it or implant it in within us even deeper. That's true emunah, that we really believe this is Leil Shimurim, this is a special day, and Eliyahu Navi is really revealing himself.